And I know the big story is obviously the playoff push and the run to a championship, but let's not forget one of the legends of the sport is hanging up his helmet in just a few races. PRN put together an excellent tribute to Kevin Harvick. Let's look back on his career.
Kevin Harvick trying to hold off Jeff Gordon for the win. Gordon is down low. Harvick is up high, side by side out of 4. Harvick trying to hold on. Gordon races to his inside. They touch at the stripe. Kevin Harvick on the outside with a ghost of Dale Earnhardt looking on. Kevin Harvick pulled off one of the all-time upsets in NASCAR history.
The fans in general it's been fun to hear their stories and people showing up at racetracks they've never been to before to see you race for the last time. When you take that all into perspective this year, for me, it's been fun because I can let my guard down and listen to all these stories and tell stories.
It's going to be a disappointing day for Kyle Busch and Jimmie Johnson, but not for Kevin Harvick. He comes off of turn 4. No one will catch him. The chase begins at New Hampshire, and Kevin Harvick wins.
Been very fortunate to have a great career and win a lot of races and go out on your own terms. And you look back, and they showed me a picture earlier. I think I was 7 or 8 years old, and in my little leather go-kart jacket and sitting in my go-kart and they said, well, what would this Kevin tell the Kevin of today? And I'm like, I have no idea, because that Kevin was having way too much fun and didn't give a crap about what all the things that come with the things that you do.
Kevin Harvick will score the biggest win in his short career as he takes the 10th running of the Brickyard 400 at Indy.
We had a heavyweight slugfest here at the end of Bristol, and Kevin Harvick is going to be the winner.
It's a 24/7 mindset in order to be good at it, because in order to be good at it, you need to have your hands kind of in everything that's going on in order to have a pulse on when it's good and when it's bad.
Kevin Harvick making a reservation for the championship 4. He wins the AAA Texas 500 and has made his way to Homestead with a chance to win his second NASCAR Cup Series championship.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is slowing, coming out of turn number 4. He is going to run out of gas. Kevin Harvick will win the Coca-Cola 600 as Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes up short.
I saw those guys up there racing. I knew how close we were on gas, but it all worked out for a Budweiser Chevrolet.
There's some sort of closure to be able to say, okay, here's what we're going to do for the last year, and when I get to this day, it's over. And there's just not too many that get to walk out on their terms, and I think being able to do that, that'll probably be the first time that I say I've actually made it, because I got to end it.
Kevin Harvick won his first race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in a photo finish. He can't even see the second place finisher in his rear view mirror. He wins the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500.
Kevin Harvick looks like he's going to cruise to an easy win here today in Sonoma as he heads toward turn 11.
It took him 17 tries, but he is now the winner of the Toyota St. Mark 350 here in Sonoma, California.
I'm very lucky, and there's no reason to hide it anymore, right? And be proud of being fortunate and successful, and all the people have really been the ones to bring that out.
Kevin Harvick, lucky, but also pretty good with all those wins in a Hall of Fame career. Kyle, again, I always want to defer to the competitor. He said one of the best parts of all of this, he got to choose how he went out.
That's right.
How so few drivers get to do something like that. Put that in perspective for us.
Listen, the great ones do. Jeff Gordon, Jimmie Johnson, guys like that. And Kevin ranks right there with them. And you have to say that. It's funny to hear that call from he and Jeff racing for that first win. Because when you hear Harvick, at that time it was so strange to hear the name Harvick, and now it's just part of the conversation. And I think he's just, through the years, has just woven himself into being that level of driver and that Hall of Fame driver. And that's for sure what he is. But to be able to dictate where you go, what you do, who you drive for, when you drive, and how you drive, not many guys get a chance to do that. You get, and Kevin was that way from the very beginning. From the time he came to Richard Childress, there was a clear path for where he was going. So, listen, the sport, it'll be a sad day next year when you show up at Daytona and he's not there, because the sport is better for having Kevin Harvick being here.
Well, he will be. at Daytona, just not in a race car. And I think he will. I mean, I echo everything that you just said. From a competitive standpoint for Kevin Harvick, but I'm really excited to see broadcaster Kevin Harvick, because I mean, you listen to him kind of narrating that piece. That's all audio that Doug and myself and Brad Gillie got just talking to him about his career during the media days that we have. And he's just such an eloquent speaker, and he knows so much about this sport. And, he's been here for so long, and he has great opinions and insight. And I think he's really going to shine, in that broadcaster role. It'll be interesting to see how he meshes with Clint Boyer in the booth for Fox. But I think he's going to do great things there as well.
Yeah, I'm glad he's sticking around. But at the end of this season, I just remember, look, front row at Daytona on the final restart. Could have won there. Should have won Darlington maybe with that weird pit call. But Kevin Harvick still on top of his game at the end of his career. Maybe one of the most impressive things you could say about any athlete, certainly any driver.